Hello. Oh, I better put my light on overhead. Do I have that on enough? I need to get prepared here. Hello, everybody. It's Wednesday. It's kind of a different day today. I want to hear from you. Like, how are you feeling today? Now, I have not checked the news in the last 45 minutes, so I haven't heard if there's something new, but I know it's been a little bit of an anxiety-driven day for many different people. So I'm so glad you are coming in. Oh, Mindy is here. I'm so grateful you are here. So it was kind of funny. Can I tell your story, Mindy? Um, with daylight savings time, it's hard. I was like, oh my gosh, some other cities, some other states, who turns and who doesn't. And so I thought I gave Mindy the wrong time, but she just had one clock that she didn't turn back yet. So I'm so glad that you're here now. She thought she missed it. And I'm like, no, it's coming up in like 10 minutes. It's all good. So I'm so glad you're here, Mindy, and sending you love. Ruby, oh, you're here again, and Kiana's here again. Yes, oh, I'm so glad you guys are here. More people are chiming in. So as you're coming in, first of all, I just want to hear, like, what is your emotions at today? I've been trying to keep pretty calm with the election. My fiance, who is always in the calm, has a little bit of anxiety going on. So I just feel like things just feel a little tense around in the United States today. So let me know, like, how are you feeling? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling nervous? Are you feeling excited? Are you like, I don't really care, I'm just doing my own thing, it's all good? Norma is here. Hi, Norma. So if you just are tuning in, if we haven't met, I'm Lori Kearney, so I am the moderator for this Facebook group. And I would love for you to tell your Facebook friends, your health coach friends on Facebook, to tell them to join this group, that it is free, and I'm coming in live every single Wednesday with hopefully it's content that is helping you move forward in your health coaching business. Hi, Sarah. Nice to see you. I'm so glad so many of you are coming in. Hi, Terry. Nice to see you. Oh, Isla is here. Oh, yes. She said the first grader is here. No. We always have to think about we are exactly where we need to be. And whenever we start something new, like giving workshops, whether they're in person or virtual, it's a lot of learning curve, and we're going to feel really uncomfortable, and that is okay. For me, I always just go one thing at a time. Okay, what's the one thing I'm going to learn now? I'm going to learn everything about workshops, do that for a year, then I'm going to conquer something else. Okay, now I'm going to start giving an online detox. Okay, now I'm going to do that, right? One thing at a time and get really good at it. I see so many people their focus is all over the place, instead of being laser focused on something that really would bring in results. Heidi is here. Kat is here. Let's see. Mindy says, yeah, it's better than yesterday for sure. Norma said someone posted on Facebook that it's like waiting for our biopsy results. Oh my gosh. That is a great analogy, Norma. I love that. Heidi says, feeling good, but last night was a different story. Meditation and movement have helped today. Yeah, I've been reading, I should be reading it, I'm reading it the second time, The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. And it's just always that good reminder of just being in the present moment, and the thoughts that we have are just thoughts, right? It's not a big deal. Kat says diffusing peace and calming. Nice. I am diffusing citrus bliss right now, so it's very happy. Right now in Minneapolis, it's 75 degrees, record high for November 4th. And some of you probably saw 3 weeks ago, I was maybe talking about 9.5 inches of snow. So we are loving this. So let me get right into why we are here today. So we're going to talk a little bit about, why and how we can grow our health coaching business with workshops, and then what kind of call to action you want to have, because there's a lot of different kinds of call to actions depending on what kind of workshop, virtual or in person, that you're doing. So first of all, I did learn by mistake when I went to IIN, the Institute of Integrated Nutrition. I decided when I was at school, I'm going to write one new workshop a month and give it in 2 different locations, and I'm going to do it for a year. And I just did them all for free. And what happened was the people in my audience were coming to me and asking if I would health coach them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not ready, but okay, let's do this, you know. And so what's amazing is that I didn't realize that I was starting something that was going to make marketing and sales like that. I was basically building my tribe, right? I was growing my business by connecting with people. So we hear the word like lead magnet a lot, right? Opt-ins. You know, we can get lead magnets. A lot of times we do like a PDF version. Like I just made one, you know, five ways to kick the sugar habit and banish cravings forever, right? We have these. But when you can have that relationship, when you can actually have the people get to know you, it's really amazing that they start to know you and like you and trust you. And we all know, I mean, when you talk about health coaching or if you're selling a program or anything like that, they really need to know that they trust you and that they understand what you're doing. I have my notifications off, but I have it for my two daughters so that it will go. And I know one of them, we were talking about going for a walk right after this. So, but yeah, so when we give a workshop, it all of a sudden establishes you as an expert. And I was a junk food eater my whole life, and so I felt like such a fraud giving these workshops, but I did it because I knew I had to put myself out there. I knew I had to have people understand that food can change everything, that our lifestyle can change everything, that we can heal ourselves. So it was my passion that took me there, but by putting myself out there, the people that needed help were able to find me. So when we talk about, you know, that there are not enough health coaches in the world for the people that need help, we need to find a way to put ourselves out there so it's easy for them to find you. So workshops are basically like these commercials, right? They're commercials. You talk about, you know, solving the problem of your ideal customer, right? Your client. That's what you're going to have your workshop on. And they are going to feel like, wow, she really gets me. You're going to tell stories within that workshop that they can see and feel that you understand them. So I just wanted to look down for the stat. So there was some research that says that when people watch a video versus simply reading about it, they are 68% more likely to purchase or sign up for a product or service. So just come into the chat room and just say like, yes, that's me, because that is me, definitely. If I can watch a video and I go, oh yeah, I get that, I'm just going to go to Amazon and buy it, right? Versus when I'm just reading about something, it takes me a little bit longer to maybe make that decision. And it depends. If it's, you know, a decision of $20 versus a $1,500 coaching package, those are two different things. So we need to establish to build that relationship with other people. So we want to allow them to find us so that they can hire us. So, Kate's saying yes. Mindy said 1 workshop per month and delivered it how many times? So Mindy, my goal for my first year was to deliver it at least twice. So I booked a yoga studio that was in 2 different cities to do that twice. Again, I did it all for free, but it was 2 different locations, so I got different people at different places. And then from there, I met people also that invited me into their corporations that then paid me to do that and then paid my health coaching clients. So I also think that sometimes when we just give, right, abundance just follows us wherever we go. Yeah, and Kate's saying videos bring information to life. Absolutely. And you can feel the passion and the enthusiasm when health coaches talk about healing. I know I absolutely am like, this is why I'm talking about this, you know, because I healed my own self from a traumatic brain injury, and this is what I did, and I don't want to have anyone else suffer. So, so Ruby says, where do you find your audience? So that is, so in the Workshops Done program, I have a complete, like the biggest module is just on promotions. And I think that is one of my superpowers because I was in marketing and event planning before as a health coach in the hospitality industry. I brought that knowledge with me. So it is a lot of different things. And it is, you know, like a 2-hour education about all the little things. But like, for example, it's putting it on a Facebook Evite. It's putting it on Nextdoor, you know, Eventbrite. next door, all those different places. It's personal messages. It's if it's in person, doing a press release. You know, I teach all of that so that you are like, oh, okay, I got it. These are the 10 things I need to do. And I'm always like, don't skip anything, because you get 3 people from one way, 3 people from another, 4 people from here. So it's really interactive to find those people to come. And I'm going to talk a little bit about, you know, your CTA. And so your CTA stands for your call to action. Like, what do you want to get out of this? What is your purpose for doing this? And that really is going to drive how you find your audience as well. Because if your call to action is number 1, just like I was, just like build my audience, gain confidence for myself, then, you know, it's going to be free. And it's easy. It's easier for people to sign up. It's easier for them to give you your email address in exchange. So think about, you know, what is your call to action for that? So, you know, when you list build again from a workshop and they attend your workshop, your email list from that person, the conversion rate is going to go, I don't know, there's probably a stat out there, but probably like 80 times more. So when I first started to put together group programs, mine sold out, I shouldn't say sold out, but they went very well. I was very successful, and I still am. And I know it had to do with that I had a high quality email list, that it was nurtured, it was warm. So just like how I'm doing these Facebook Lives in this group, offering free content, it's my way of giving back to you, but it's also, we can see like, how is this relationship? How do you like my teaching style? Are you thinking about possibly being in the Workshops Done program when I offer it again? So it's a nice way just to get to know each other and to see like, yeah, we're a good fit, and no, I don't think we're right exactly for that. So Yvonne just says, hi Yvonne. Yes, Kat, it's like trying to buy something with no pics and just specs. Yeah, she's like, LOL, who does that? Yeah, we are not the only people who are visual. I think a lot of health coaches definitely are that way. Oh, and Yvonne just got back from her getaway with her husband. Oh, that sounds so amazing. I'm going to be getting a little getaway 9 days from today at my sister's place in Florida. I kept thinking we were going to cancel it, but we're still going to go. We're just going to hang out at her place the whole time. So Ruby just says, when doing a paid webinar for a corporation, do you still give a CTA? Yes, absolutely. So if the CTA is to get, so that would be, you're going to get paid for that workshop, and you will get, your CTA is to give information, okay? So when you are in a corporation, you are not doing a sales webinar, where a sales webinar is you teach something for about 35 to 40 minutes, you give some really good content, and then you switch over and you're like, hey, if you like this, let me keep going. You know, I have this great opportunity, and then you segue over to make it easy for them to say yes, like all these tips you've talked about, and you're like, and I have it all put together in this plan, so here is how you sign up. This is what it looks like. I would love for you to join. So that is a different kind of workshop when you are going to be doing it for free and you're selling something. So with a corporation, I don't do that. It is a lot of just information, and my call to action when I go into that is, well, it always, for every workshop, it's always about getting whoever, the butts and the seats, right, whoever is there. My goal is to always give them aha moments. The workshop has nothing to do with you. It's all about them. So it's asking those open-ended questions, getting them engaged, finding out, telling your stories, help, you know, so that is still going to be the same for corporate. But when it's corporate, we're not saying, you know, and, you know, I have this free gift for you. You can all meet, we can all meet, you know, one-on-one for a free 30-minute, you know, health coaching session. I don't say that, but my contact information is on the bottom of every handout. I always have a handout or a worksheet for every single workshop, and I also give out business cards. Now, my last 2 clients came from paid gigs. I didn't promote, but they just said, I really felt like your style resonated with me. You know, you are me. Like I'm junk food eater and everything. And so you do absolutely get clients from the paid gigs. You just tend to get more from your free ones or your public ones that you're having them pay you instead. Let's see. Oh, I'm still live. Yes, Kat. Are you? Maybe you're not live anymore. I'm not sure. Maybe the internet is probably not the best. Yvonne just said, so when I watched your video, Lori, it was presented well, easy to know exactly what you were offering, and I could relate, agree, and was able to really make a good decision to go ahead with, yeah, with the purchase of the workshop set. Yeah, so Yvonne's in the course right now, and thanks so much, Yvonne. And I am, and Yvonne knows this, I'm doing a major upgrade to workshops done right now. So Yvonne, you don't know this part, but instead of 4 modules, it's going to be 7. So there's going to be more content, even more support. I always like to hear from the health coaches, what are you missing? So I just put together some lead magnets, some templates for emails, and found somebody to do the registration pages and all of that. So it's all really good. So I want you to just to back up with when we talk about the call to action. So if you're going to do the call to action as you want to list build, you want to get your tribe going, have that as a free workshop, and you may need to do this right away to start off with if you don't have a big list, because it's going to be easier for them to do that. But that's going to give that time that you can connect and give something to them before you ask them to be in a paid program for you. So I think a lot of people just put out a couple of emails and they're like, why isn't anybody signing up for my program? Well, you haven't nurtured, you haven't built that relationship with them. And so you really want to make it not about you, it's about that relationship that you have together. So the other thing is when you have somebody sign up, whether it's for a webinar or if they show up in person, you know, you get their email address. Now for a webinar, not everybody who's going to sign up will show up, right? So it's important for you to nurture that, have that email sequence ready to go with reminders and different things like that. I always like to have something to email them immediately afterwards. So if it's in person, it's usually the handouts and recipes, different things like that. The webinar, a lot of times I'd like to give them the handout ahead of time, but not always. So think about what do you want to do for your follow-up so that you're fresh in their mind and they're getting a gift from you to support that. But another thing that could be a call to action, which I have done many times, probably most of the time, is I will do, like I was saying, like content, like how to kick the sugar habit, or detox secrets, or, you know, reducing stress for that 40 minutes, right? So it's not the full workshop that I would give for a corporation. It's not going to be all the detail. It's going to be a lot of good stuff, but it's not going to be everything. And then segue into the program that I'm offering so that they feel ready to sign up at the end of that. So the program that you could be offering might just be like a paid workshop. If you haven't done a paid workshop or haven't done any workshops before, start with free and then build the list and then go into paid. So, you know, a 60-minute workshop you can do for maybe $49 or $79 for about an hour or 90 minutes. In person, sometimes I feel like if you do like community ed or something like that, it usually ranges more like around that $39 price point. So see what your community is offering for that. But it's also nice just to have a series, you know, like doing a Reduce the Stress series. So it can be a 4-week series, program. So in that part of it, then you can have, take the workshop, like I give you all these done for you workshops, you take these huge workshops, and then you just do a couple tips for each one, and then you have interaction with the people. So it's wonderful that you can be with a large group and see that difference, give them content, but you're also getting more like $2.99, $3.49 for a month-long project. One thing, I run an online detox program, and so one thing I'm going to be doing with that, not right now, but this is my goal for soon, is to take that and do it as a 21-day reset. So starting with how to kick the sugar habit workshop, and then going in gradually, so then they start to go into the workshop, going into the detox, and so they have a longer time doing something. But also, when I just did a test run of this, I could get $3.49 then instead of like a $77. So you do have a lot of opportunities to get people in. And then you can sell them on a webinar package, which is like group coaching or a series or a masterclass or a mini course. You can call it so many different things. Let's see. Oh, Yvonne is, or Kat is back. That is good. Let's see. Jody says, "Oh, I loved it and all you do for us." Oh, thank you, Jody. I love that your workshop's done too. Norma says, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." So let me know, like, what is going to be your call to action for your? Is it going to be your first webinar? Is it going to be your first virtual workshop or virtual workshop or in-person workshop? My office is right next to the kitchen, and so I can hear I'm in the kitchen right now, so I get a little distracted, but I'm going to be getting doors and a wall, which is going to be so exciting. So, but I just want to hear from you guys. What is your call to action? Do you think that you are going to do it for free, to have your list building, to have that lead magnet, and to build that relationship? Do you think that you want to do right away to corporate so that you just get paid once from them and then they do it, you give the workshop there? Or do you want to do it something that is a program? So you're going to be doing a sales webinar, going into a program, and then going to actually do that program with some of the materials, with some of your workshops that you've done. So let me know what questions you have, and let me know what your call to action, what speaks to you. And if you don't know yet, what does it feel like for you? What's the thing that feels right at this time? Like I suggested, free is always good for the first time because it's easy for people to sign up. And again, when people are hearing you in the virtual workshops or in person, they just get to know you. They get to hear your story. Like, why are you a health coach? What brought you here? Tell them about some of the clients that you've worked with and why you want to work with them. I always like to, at the end of my webinars or my workshops, talk about my ideal client so that I'm not going to get people to take me up on my 30-minute free breakthrough session that knows that that's not the ideal person I work with, right? So I'll talk about, I work with people who are eating that seasonal or that standard American diet, people who are, going to having fast food, that likes to drink a little bit too much wine, that just feels overwhelmed by so much to do to get healthy. So then if there's some athletes in there, they're like, oh yeah, she's not really going to be a good fit for me, right? So you can do that. So let's see. So, Christine. Hello, Christine. I'm so glad you're here. So she says yes to all of the above. I love that. So Christine, let me know what is on your schedule for what's the next thing that you're doing with workshops. Do you have a date for something on the calendar right now? In Workshops Done, we talk a lot about your launch calendar and different things like that. I know Yvonne said module 4. Oh my gosh, so much good information. But you do have to really plan all these different workshops that you do because you have to plan all the promotion beforehand. So going with that. Let's see. Let me just come back here. Oh yeah. So Christine said, I'm just going to start out. So I'm thinking free Facebook Live to start. Yeah, that's great. I love that. Yeah, and Facebook Lives are really nice because they are just more relaxed than an actual webinar. So I think that is wonderful. And when are you going to be starting that, Christine? Like, what's the exact date? When we put our dates out there, when we tell the world what we're doing, we are much more accountable. And so at the end of all my workshops, I give all these tips and I ask everyone to share what's one tip that they can put into action today to help them be more accountable so that they can see results. So I want to do that with you guys too, so it's good. So Kat just said she just finished writing a new ebook. Oh my goodness, Kat, I would love that. We'll be giving a webinar soon with a call to action for a 21-day program I'm just finalizing. I love that, Kat. I think 21 days is a really good amount of time. I did my experiment with my detox for group coaching for like 31 days, and I was like, it just felt a little bit long, and I think 21 days sounds really good, and people are like, okay, I'm not committing too much here, right? It's that really nice, medium there. Ruby just said she lost some connection. Yeah, it sounds like there's some of the internet. I think with more kids going, distant learning. I know in Minnesota we're going to be 100% distant learning next week, so we're going to be really taxed for the internet connection. So she was just saying if I could repeat the price for typical range for corporate versus groups. So for corporate, when I first started out, $395 for an hour workshop is a typical base, and that's for whether it's a webinar or in person. And then I do contracts. So right now, my rate now is like $450 to $500 a workshop. But if they do 4 workshops a year, that's once a quarter, or 6 workshops a year, that's every other month, or 12 a year, that's every month coming into the office, then it becomes a lower price per workshop. So we decide, what the dates are going to be, or we just will start with the first quarter for the dates and then the topics and go from there. But I learned my lesson right away. One of my first clients was a medical device maker, and when I said $395, they're like, "That's so cheap." I always ask them what their budget is first, because there are many wellness educators that are getting over $1,000, for a workshop. Now, the longer you go and the more workshop you put into it, the more you're going to have people filling out things and different things like that, the more you can charge and the more experience you have. So continue on with it and see how you can make it work and grow with that. Yeah, and then for groups that you do, like if you sell it on your own, it's a wide variety. It depends on what your program is. So if it's like a 21-day reset, like this is my idea, like I'm going to be putting together a 21-day reset where it's going to be like kick the sugar habit, but then we're actually doing a detox for about 10 days because I do a 5-day detox right now. But the $77 is just becoming where I'm not making, it's not higher. I need to produce a little bit more is what I'm trying to say. So so that will probably be like at $349 for that. So you can decide, but if you just want to do like a two session series, you can do like 2 90-minute secrets to sleep. You could do 2 or 3, maybe 3 60-minute, kick the sugar habit. You have to think about when we do it as a group, it's usually about 50% of what you would charge individually for health coaching, right? So you're giving some education, but then you're going to be having some things that you can ask them so that they can get to know each other, and you can understand who's all in your group and really speak to them. But I love groups. I mean, webinars, everything, it's that one-to-many approach. So you are not limited to the number of seats that are in front of you, right? With individual health coaching, which I still do, I'm an active health coach, but I realized early on, emotionally, like 10 is my max, and I've dropped down even from there just because I'm working on workshops done as well now. But I love doing it, and I think that I'm always going to do it, but I see that I'm going more towards group because it's smart business. I am not having to work as many hours, and I'm actually able to affect more people to change. So let's see, Norma says, so let's say if I do the sugar detox workshop, do I give a free Zoom with just a few tips and then try to get them to buy into a longer sugar workshop? Yeah, Norma, that's exactly how you would do. So I would do either the sugar workshop and just do like the sugar 101, like sprinkle it in, and just maybe like, you need to have at least 3 tips, 3 to 5. I mean, that's a good amount. So, but you have to have content for about at the minimum 30 minutes, and then go into talking about your program and what you're going to do. So then you would say, here's the free part, and if this sounds really good to you, if you want to dive in deeper and come, join me on this plan to actually put these steps into action, this is what I'm offering to you today. And to let them know, so you can have them have a bonus that if they sign up right then and there, maybe they get a free one-on-one health coaching session with you as well. So maybe give it an incentive, or do an early bird where they get another bonus or $20 off, something like that. But we want to have some kind of scarcity, something that makes them go, okay, I need to make a decision on this right now. Most of the time people are going to be feeling it right when you give that workshop, so give some kind of incentive. Yeah, I would love to see you doing that. Do you want to do that, Norma? Let me know if that's what you want to do, and then we'll talk about that in the Workshops Done member group on our call on Tuesday some more. So Wendy said, Lori, I definitely plan on offering a couple of free webinars first, and then hopefully have enough of following to charge after, yeah, getting myself out there more. Yes, Wendy, that is a perfect plan. I love that. That's exactly what I did. And again, the universe is going to supply. Like, things are just going to come your way. Yvonne says, my current thoughts are free workshops and webinars for about 6 months. Then my call to action would possibly be a 1-year commitment for my specific niche of reversing diabetes type 2. What do you think? Or is that like too long or too big of a CTA? I love that. I think you need to have a specific niche, and people are going to be like, she is talking to me. I love that. So Yvonne, what I would like, and Norma, I would like to see from you guys, like, actually write out your plan with the actual dates of what your webinars are going to be and what the topics are going to be, so you can plan out, you know, all of 2021 and how it looks like. That's going to be the best way to do it. And then you need to put it out there somewhere, and, you know, put it on your website. Like, this is going to be my next year, so people know where they can go for those resources. So that sounds amazing. So Jody says, I plan to charge the fire departments for the virtual workshops, and my call to action will be for them to join my reboot. Yes. So Jody's niche is working with the fire departments, and I just love this because I feel like this is probably like this underserved market, and by being that, having that niche, they're gonna be like, Jody knows, she's in this industry, her husband's a firefighter, she gets it, so of course it's going to be more likely that she's going to be able to do the reboot. And yeah, before I do like my detoxes, I always like to do like a free webinar, but then I usually try to plan like something that I'm getting paid. So like the city of Rosemont has me coming in January for healthy eating on a budget, and they wanted me towards the end of the month. Then I asked if I could go more in the middle of the month so that I could promote my detox as well. So you can kind of guide some of those. And so just like with Jody, she's going to be getting paid from the fire department for her workshops. And I really love when people start to put their foot in the door with companies with who you already know, right? So for me, it was, you know, Minneapolis, who I worked for 16 years, Visit St. Paul, hospitality industries, restaurant management companies. These are the people that I worked with. So start with who you know to get your foot in the door. So Kat says, I originally wrote it for a 4-week program, but I think 21 days is more achievable for most people, and it doesn't feel overwhelming. Yes, I 100% agree with you, Kat. Yes. And, you know, and I always think there's never any mistakes. Like when I did my program for a month and I was like, it felt too long. Guess what lesson I learned? It felt too long. So we just need to revise. Okay, so Christina's going to do it by the end of this month. So by the end of November, I will have done my first live. Okay, so if you can, look at your calendar right now and just give me a date, because we do have a funky month, right? We have Thanksgiving at the end. We have election right now, so I wouldn't do it this week. And then Thanksgiving is going to be that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday would be a little bit harder. But maybe even like that Tuesday of Thanksgiving, or what is your topic going to be? Because maybe it could be about, you know, either reducing stress over the holidays. It could be kicking the sugar for the holiday. I mean, you actually would be coming at a really good time to do a Facebook Live. And like for me, I'm always trying to do them at a half hour. We're already 33 minutes in. So just have some content, but just know like there will be some time just to have some fun with everybody. So, oh, Diane, or yes, hi Diane, so glad you're here. Can you write up some templates of example offer statements? I have trouble transitioning from teaching to asking them to step into a paid program. Diane, I'm doing that at this moment. So I don't know if you were on live or not, but right now I am doing a huge upgrade to Workshops Done. So it's going to be going from 4 modules to 7. And so that is part of it. I have heard from so many health coaches, like this is part of an issue, and I felt like I needed to present that in a much clearer way. So thank you, Diane. That is definitely part of it. And actually, Diane, I was thinking about sending you my outline of the new curriculums because I love getting Diane's advice. So let me know if that's okay. And she has a great eye for design too. Hi, Lori. She says, do you promote your webinar to your email list? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so even like when you have like a lead magnet, a PDF, you still want to promote that to your email list, even though they're already on your list, or a webinar, anything, because you want to have that engagement, right? It's all about building that relationship, so that's one more thing. And ideally, it's great to do something once a week, but whatever you do, do it on a consistent basis, whether it's twice a month, just do it twice a month. So let me know, Lori, if that is what you meant by that question. Christine says, oh yeah, you're in Canada. Yeah, so your topic is self-care. Perfect. Thank you for reminding me of that. Yeah, and self-care, I think, you know, we need that all year round. But I feel like when we get into the colder months, we sometimes can stay inside more, and so we're not exercising outside. So we needed to go into different methods to that. Yeah, and actually, Christine, you know, I don't have this for sale, but I have a workshop, Self-Care Secrets, and I make it very much of a workshop where people are writing down, you know, what they're going to do each day. And to me, I feel like it's such an easy thing to think about, but a lot of people do not think about self-care in the day. They're thinking about what they can give to their kids, what they can give to their husband. And so to really get that mindset shift that when you actually give to yourself first, right? We're filling our own cup, we're putting our own oxygen mask on first, we're able to give more. And so that was like always like my honing in, like just if they don't hear anything else, I'm like, this is what I really want you to hear. Okay, so Diane just says, thank you, that's so helpful. Okay, so thank you, Diane. She says, send it to me. And Christine says, oh, you're so awesome. I can't wait to see your new stuff. Oh, great, thank you. Yeah, and if you're already a Workshop Done member, it's just free, right? You guys just, as a member, you just pay once, and then you get lifetime access to all the updates and everything like that for life. So it's all good. So I also wanted to, I don't think the other Diane is on live right now, but she asked a question in our Facebook group if I can answer it. And she was just talking about her health coaching program that she has a client and she needs to come up with some rates. And so I just wanted to quickly address it. I know it's just off topic, but if you guys ever have general questions, I'm happy to answer them if I can. But what I like to offer my health coaching clients are 3 different options. So I give them a PDF with 3 different packages. So 4 sessions, and that comes to like $150 a session. And then, or you can do 8 sessions, or you can do 12 sessions. And so basically, the more sessions you buy, the less it is per session. But I'm always very honest about when I meet with somebody for that free breakthrough session. I'm like, you know, because you're already eating gluten-free, but this is what we're going to be working on. I really think that we can do this in 4 sessions, you know, or I think, you know, 8 sessions feels good to me. This is what we would work on. You know, what feels good to you? Because sometimes you don't want to work with somebody for 12 sessions. You're like, what are we going to talk about now? You know, because they might not have had so much that they need to work with. Now, I have a client right now that, you know, when she started, she was drinking and smoking and eating fast food every day. Like, that's my typical client. That's going to be 12 sessions, right? I mean, we have to start one little change at a time and be where they're at, so it's going to take longer. So I would say, Diane, is talk to that person and see, you know, what are the things that they need help with, and are you the right fit? Are you feeling like you're confident with that? Because sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't think I'm the right fit for them, because maybe I feel like there might be an alcoholic, or maybe it's something that's beyond my scope. I always want to be very honest because I want to be emotionally and, you know, all available and be that person that can guide them on that. But I would just definitely ask to see, you know, what are the main things. My question I love to ask is always like, you know, if I had this magic wand and 6 months from now we could change some things, like you could just wish, like list, you know, 1 to 5 things right now, and they're like, oh, I'll lose 30 pounds. Okay, what would that do for you? You know, oh, well, I would feel confident. Okay, what would that do for you, right? And then, oh, I would also like to, you know, not be so critical of my husband. Okay, what would that do for you, right? So when you get all these things listed, you're like, that's the main concerns. Those are the things that there are going to be in their goals that you're going to go and work after. So work together. So, but otherwise, Diane, I would also say that when I first started, when, again, people asked me before I was ready to health coach, because I was still at IIN, my first client I did 80% off. And I think I started at whatever IIN said at the time, maybe it was 95 a session. I do about 150 a session now for health coaching. But I did 80% off the first one, 60% off, 40% off, 20% off, and then full price, and then I've raised my rates then, right, like very soon after, because I realized I was turning people away because I didn't have enough space. So, and that's a good problem to have, so I really like that. Let's see, let me just see if there's anything else. Oh, Christine's like hugs and kisses. Ah, yes. So Kate said, okay, you can already tell they're not coachable. Yeah, you can already tell. There are some people that don't want to do the work. And so you have to be very clear. And Kat, sounds like you already know this, that, you know, I let them know, like, I'm not doing the work for you. You know, we are a partner for positive changes. But, you know, there are going to be some hard times. There's going to be some difficult decisions. And I let them know, like, I coach with love, but I'm also going to be in their face about certain things and repeat back what I hear them saying, and they're not going to like it because it's not what a friend would say, right? But we're doing it out of love to help them push past that as well. Yeah, so that's, yeah, so Kat, you hit it on the, yeah. Some people, they want it, but they don't want to work for it. Yeah, and so we have to, you know, talk about what are the changes that they can make. Yeah, I just met with somebody and I told them I couldn't work with them because she just didn't want to make any new foods. And we talked about some of the food she already makes. Like, she likes making frittatas, but she likes to put just, you know, a lot of cheese and a lot of creams. And I'm like, you know, it'd be like things you already make. You know, we can make recipes of things you already make, da-da-da. She's like, yeah, that just seems like too much change. And I thought, why are we even meeting? You know, like, you know, so you could really feel that resistance. And that was one up, just to let you know, up front, I felt like I wasn't sure if I wanted to be with this person because it was a daughter that was calling me about her mom. So I charged them $150 for my initial visit, just to, usually I would do like a 30-minute free, but this one I was like, you know what, this one seems like I might not be a good fit when it's that way. So do that. So you guys, if you have any other questions, let me know. I'm going to be back here again next Wednesday. Right now I have a health coaching client at this time, and I'm going to see if she can move. So it will probably be at 1 o'clock Central Time, but I do a health coaching client on all day Wednesdays, so it's a little bit sporadic over the next like 8 weeks still, that it's going to be a little off on the times. But thank you guys so much, and check in the event section. I'll list the workshops done Facebook Live on probably like Monday, you know, Sunday or Monday. We don't want to give it to you too soon. We want to make sure everybody gets the invite and everything. So again, I would love if you can help me grow this Facebook group. So if you have any health coach friends that you think that this would be of value to, please invite them to this free group. They can come in and do all the Facebook Lives every single Wednesday. So thanks so much. Bye-bye, you guys. See you later.